and walk in. If you're dressed appropriately, nobody's going to ask you any question. You look the part. That is what I did. I will have my business cards with me, and I would have looked at the event, who is speaking, whatever, and target the person I want to meet. Go over and say hello and exchange cards. Slowly but surely, my network grew. So that's a practical way of doing this when you have no starting block. But I'm very conscious of the fact that we're short of time, and I have one or two other things I wanted to share with you, so I'll do that right away. Looking at the bigger picture again, we start off in practice, but some of us have other things as we go along we want to develop or become specialists in. Don't be impatient. I have worked with young lawyers. I have trained many. And those who have really succeeded in achieving their career objectives are those who have been patient enough to take it one step at a time. So there's a lawyer who was in my firm for 10 years. Her career objective and ambition was to become a judge. That has happened. If she'd been moving from pillar to post without taking time to build the reputation and experience, it probably wouldn't have happened. There's another young lawyer who's spent 4 years in my firm. In the 4th year, it was clear that she was losing interest in practice and to the transactions department. And mentoring is key, and it's a two-way. So when your leader asks you to talk to them, be honest. Because if you don't share the information as to where you want to go, they can't help you. So have the conversation. It's clear you're losing interest in practice, or you're doing your work well, but you're looking more tired and just generally disinterested. What is it you want to be doing? Well, I want to go in-house, maybe I want to do something in HR, and so on. Okay, fine. Begin to get some certifications in those areas. And then we'll give you more work that is aligned to those areas so that you're building your experience. If that wasn't an honest conversation, I would not have been in a position to align with the young lawyer's personal ambitions while that young lawyer is still adding value to the firm. Today that young lawyer is out of the firm, in-house somewhere, doing a much bigger job. Now take that to someone who perhaps after a year or two, you think your natural growth is your best way forward. It may be, but you have to be deliberate about it. So you leave the law firm, you barely spend 2 years, you get into a position somewhere. Yes, they're paying you twice as much as your colleague who's still in private practice. 5 years down the line, the table has turned. You're still earning the same thing. Colleague in private practice is earning, twice as much, or at least considerably more, has a reputation that's out there, and far more opportunities. So I would say to you, do not be impatient, don't be in a hurry, don't have a high turnover. That can work against you. I mean, I've seen CVs, and I just put them aside, no matter how brilliant. You've had 6 years of practice experience, you've been in 6 different law firms. Something is wrong. I'm being perfectly honest. This is what this session is about. So yes, you may be brilliant, but you clearly do not have people skills or emotional intelligence or something. It's just defective. So try and put yourself in the shoes of the person who's looking at you and trying to decide whether to invite you in or not. One last. So the gemstone, and I'm going to end with that. Professionalism and excellence in everything you do. As my Lord here has said, don't limit your intervention and what you do to just your paid work. Why am who has the privilege, and I do not take it lightly, to have been honored by my country, national honor, officer of the Order of the Niger, or as I prefer to say, owner of Nigeria. It's because I didn't focus on just advancing my career and making money. I was, get involved with things that will make this a better country for us. So when the, civil society groups asked me for my CV, I'm like, CV for what? I'm not applying for a job. Nah, just give us the CV. And I am proud to say, because I hear for some people it's a political connection or money change, goodness knows, you hear all sorts of things. In my case, I was nominated by the civil society. Along with the taxi driver who returned a lot of money, forgotten in his car, along with the head chef in Aso Rock who had been there for 30 years and none of our head of states had died of being poisoned, along with a traffic warden who danced and did his work so cheerfully that he was nominated. So these are the things that will stand you in good stead and take you where you want to go, wherever that may be. When you're professional, you strive for excellence, you look at your greater community and try to make a difference. I can assure you, the sky is large enough for all of us birds to fly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we wrap up the nuggets in your presentation, and I'm going to ask the Brigadier General. I'm going to ask a question on mentoring, because I know it's central to your success in building your career as young lawyers and, by God's grace, to where you want to be. So Brigadier General, what has been the whole mentoring perspective for you? Because I know that when we spoke on the phone the other day, you were sharing with me how you gain a lot of, that gives you a lot of pleasure to actually mentor people who are coming behind you. In the force, how has that been? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, mentoring is an integral process of a military career. From when you step to the Defense Academy as a cadet, you have seniors you look up to. And those seniors also know that they have a responsibility to make sure that you turn out as a good cadet and ultimately as a good officer. Now, the learned Sikh mentioned something about mentoring is from even before you join. I will give you an example. The day I actually said I wanted to be a lawyer, it was not for the intellectual output or for the oratory. I simply saw a man, a lawyer in Benin. I think he has just won a case. When I saw him, a very young man, from the haircut down to the gloves in his shoe, I was carried away. And in my mind, I said, I'm going to be like this man. I could see his car. I think then the in-car, so to say, was a 505 Peugeot. I didn't get to hear what he was saying, but there was he was well groomed, let me use that word. And as a lawyer, you must have had an inspiration to make up your mind to be a lawyer. You saw somebody. So anytime you look at yourself in the mirror, turn out and you're probably the opposite of that person you saw. You are taking a wrong train. Because these days, I go to court, I know that the traditional dress for a lawyer is black or charcoal gray and white. But I go to court I see lawyers with respect, female lawyers, dressed like what I don't want to mention. You know what I'm talking about. I see male lawyers dressed like magicians. A pink tie, a green shirt, probably a red trouser. Is that what you saw when you make up your mind to become a lawyer? When you see yourself like that, it's necessary for you to backtrack and take another look at yourself. Even among military personnel, the same thing still happens. I asked, I say, the person you saw the day you made up your mind to become a soldier, is this what he was looking like? So there's self-mentoring, if I may use that word. Look at yourself and judge yourself. And I think a lot of you have a lot of judging to do. Coming back to the main issue, mentoring. From both the military and the legal profession, you see, as a lieutenant, I could see some majors. I remember Major Ingila. When you see him, you make up your mind, when I become a major, this is the kind of major I want to be. You know, I like that. The way they operate, the way they talk, the way they dress. And in the military, it is integral to the military system that you mentor your subordinates while your superiors mentor you. I told you just now that the Directorate of Legal Services has not always existed. It came into existence sometime, I think 2009 and 2010. And that was the first time we had the first set of officers being commissioned directly into the Directorate. And like I told you, we didn't have formal training in military law, it is by practicing it. That is how we got to know what we know. And when they came in, then I was a lieutenant colonel in the headquarters. You know, I took time out to tell them what the military is all about. The norms, the socio-cultural atmosphere, and military law or law, what we are going to be doing. And I'm proud to tell you that those set of officers today are all senior majors are waiting to be promoted lieutenant colonel. And when I see them, I see some of those things, I taught them, I told them that this is the way you operate in the military. And also, like my sister from MTN said, most of the mentoring you are going to do is self-mentoring, self-development. Because even when you go on a training course, you are only going to be given a very narrow aspect of what you are supposed to know. But the bulk of what you are supposed to know is what you read yourself. Like me, for example, if you go to my bedroom, you see all kinds of books on science and technology, on history, and this is the day of the internet. You have access to unlimited knowledge. When you hold out your telephone, instead of doing a lot of things that I need a lot of food, you could read something very valuable. Like recently, I think the whole of yesterday, I was watching on YouTube Solomon Islands, the problem they had in 2020. I just bombed on it. And I spent the night watching all the documentaries. That problem, we have a similar problem here in Nigeria now. How did they solve that problem? I have an idea. So tomorrow you could call me, Musa, how about this problem? And I'll talk authoritatively on it. These are some of the extracurricular things I've done. You could do the same thing. In fact, I have a theory that I got promoted Brigadier General because of something that happened, me doing extra studies, so to say. And immediately after that, somebody very high up in the hierarchy called me and said, Musa, call. What did you know about this? And by the time, and it was something I just read on Wikipedia during the weekend because I had nothing to do. And by the time I finished talking about that, the senior officer made a comment and said, Musa, they always say you are very intelligent, but I didn't know you were this intelligent. Did you know I was going to ask you this question this morning and you went to prepare for it? You know, those are some of the intentions. So What I've realized in my interaction with some of my younger ones is that the foundation is very weak. So nobody is ever too big to learn. Because like I told you just now, military law is any other law. Whatever area you are going to branch into,